When the voluntary club scheme was relaunched in public schools across Lagos State by the Governor Babatunde Fashola administration 5 years ago, it was aimed at preparing the younger ones for their roles as future leaders. Today, these students now possess necessary qualities for leadership such as accountability and teamwork, to mention but a few. Recently, the Ministry of Education celebrated the 5th anniversary of the relaunch of the voluntary organizations in Lagos public schools. For Aduragbemi Sunday, a student of Okeira Junior Grammar School, education is not just about academics, but about mental and physical development through exercise and other co-curriculum activities.
Education does not intend academics alone, as our mental and physical development through exercise and other co-curricular activities are very important as well. I therefore believe that this uniform course will help to inculcate in us self-confidence, courage, and other salient life skills that will prepare us for future challenge. It is therefore against this background that I'd like to, on behalf of my colleagues, thank Daddy, the governor, for the reintroduction of the uniform clause in our schools. Let me assure our Daddy, the governor, that we are not unmindful of the huge resources his government has expended on our education. Hence, on behalf of my colleagues, I promise that we will continue to do our best in order to excel in our academics. We shall ensure that the huge expenditure on us bear fruitful dividends.
The Chairman, House Committee on Science and Education, Honorable Alawiye King, in his keynote address, gave kudos to the state government for reviving the voluntary clubs.
We are at a very crossroads in this nation today, and sometimes I wonder what kind of legacy are we going to bequeath to this young star. Initiatives like this from Governor Babatunde Fashola as we kindle our hope. You have done well. I remember I was a member of the Boy Scouts movement. That is the way we used to call it back then. And the virtues, the moral virtue I gained from then is still remain with me as my guiding principle up till this day. The spirit of friendship, brotherhood, and so many more.
The Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola SAN, while addressing the students, made it known that learning and character are two important attributes for any student to stand out.
We decided that we will resuscitate the uniform voluntary clubs. Clubs like the Boy Scouts, the Girls Guide, the Sheriff Corps, the Boys Brigade, the Red Cross, the Brownings, and many more of them. For those of you who are with us today, let me say that as you proceed in your education, what will stand you out ultimately is not only what you know, but who you are. Your character will be the defining ingredient in how people relate with you. Every one of us must continue to hold the memory of Baden Powell evergreen. I don't know where his house is, but I doubt that any house that he built at that time will still be in the same form, in the same shape, with the same newness when he built it. But he has left us with something much more valuable than a house, an idea that will never perish, the Boy Scouts movement. And over time, this idea has helped nations to build their human capital, to prepare their young for service, for probity, for accountability, for teamwork, and for leadership.
High point of the day was the march past by various voluntary organizations and the presentation of awards to deserving schools for their club's outstanding performance.
This has been an excellent display.
In an interview with Education Report on TV, the Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Olayinka Olatunjoye, stated that the objectives of the relaunching of the voluntary organizations have been achieved.
Of course, it has been achieved. You saw on the faces of the children, you saw in their demeanor, you saw in their, well-being generally, that they are happy to be here. And they were happy to listen to His Excellency the Governor, their daddy, and he has told them words of wisdom. So for me, it's an opportunity for those children to interact and see that the future is bright for them too, and that they can aspire to be a governor of the state if they work hard.
The Tutor General Permanent Secretary, Education District 2, Mrs. Titilayo Shulari, also shared her views with Education Report on TV.
Parents must never forget their role as the role model for children, particularly in the area of character building. As we all know, we are the mirror that these children are looking at. So I want to advise parents that they should always remember to show good examples to our children. They are our future. It is what we teach them now that they will show later in their lives.
Present at the event were members of the State Executive Council, officials of the Ministry of Education, members of the Nigerian Scout Association, teachers, students and parents, amongst others.